Hey everybody, what's happening? We're going to take a look at our last war here against CZ Bojovinici. This is our number one guy. Give you a little look at the war map. You can see Chago just kind of crushed at this war for us, but kind of smoked these guys. They didn't attack very well, and they didn't have the greatest top bases, which is usually what it boils down to. But let's take a look at this one. Chago here just kind of sees this base wide open, which is really just, I'm not really sure why you'd have a base like this. I guess the Inferno boxes are good and maybe a sneaky Tesla or two, but he's just going to kind of let his queen do a bunch of walking, take out a huge chunk of things, get those walls broken down. Almost loses his queen there, but he saves it. Just kind of getting in the middle of this base and taking out a huge chunk, and then he just kind of all these witches and bowlers just kind of go in, overpower the CC troops, and just kind of, I don't know, just a weird base. Everything's just free to kind of roam wherever it wants to go. And so, yeah, just kind of mowing it down here, just speed this one up. Anytime you start off the war 3-star and they're max Town Hall 11 at the top, their number one guy, that's a little deflating. Might as well just quit and go home or farm. But anyways, nice job here, Chago. Really like it. Good start to the war. Let's see here. Looking on at another one, you can see Chago got another 3-star right there. For the sake of time, we'll show one. Here's a pretty cool Artaxerxes. Using hogs a lot lately. This one doesn't have an eagle artillery, but pretty much everything else is pretty high level. That and the Infernos aren't, so this guy's trying to engineer this base a little bit. But the pathing on this is cool too. He's kind of looking at this from the perspective, he wants his queen to be able to walk up in there, use a jump spell, shoot those giants in to get to the queen and the CC troops. And he's going to use his Grand Warden and Barb King to get in there. And the Grand Warden's key here. Because he's expecting double bombs here, which you can see going off. And once those double bombs go, drop the rage, CC's out, poison, hits that Grand Warden ability to kind of keep everything alive, just to overpower everything, and that's important. Don't save that Grand Warden ability. Here's what's cool too, you see these little hogs? He knows that Inferno there is kind of isolated, so he's sprinkling hogs in, trying to get in there. Took 4 heals, knowing that if he can just kind of heal this entire right side of the base and send some hogs in to kind of path everything and keep things funneling towards that Inferno, he's really going to just kind of smash through this base. Just too many heals keeping these max hogs alive. You can kind of predict where the big bombs were going to be, but at this point it really didn't matter. Queen goes down up top. Not really a huge deal when you look at this swarm of hogs that's in a heal. Another note, when you're hogging, you want to take out the queen and the CC troop and the Barb King, but in this case he couldn't get to that Barb King. But you can see there's not a lot of defenses the way he pathed his hogs. They finished near him and were able to turn their attention and just pound him out, and then kind of keep going around for the cleanup. Again, one thing that's always key, you can see down here we got a couple archers and minions. Always key to have that cleanup coming, put them down opposite of the hogs so they kind of clean and meet up in the middle. But really cool hog attack there on a pretty advanced base, which, dipping down and cleaning up with hogs is getting pretty easy these days too. So good job there to Art. And then a couple other little things, a lot of good attacks, but a couple that I wanted to show. Captain Splash here again, he's a Town Hall 10 technically, but really Town Hall 9 troops. You can see it took him about 1 minute and 20 seconds to knock this base out. What he's doing is dropping his golems, getting a little funnel started over here, same thing up top. You'll see the funnel. So he's leaving the buildings in the middle untouched by wizards, so that's where all of his troops are going to go. He's going to want to use a jump spell. You can see all of these air defenses are centrally located. So if he can do a good job getting these bowlers in the CC come out, but he's got all these Valks that he's going to try and jump in the middle and rage and heal, and that's going to gut the middle of that base. And gets in the middle, heal, rage, get all those CC troops out of there. And once the air defenses are down, you notice he's got 12 loons. So he's looking at these outside defenses that are really vulnerable to targeted loons. So a couple loons on each defense come floating in with a rage spell, or a haste. and he's just going to kind of do that around. And you can see he's just got a lot of troops left, but really a great strategy if the air defense is centralized. Nuke it out, gut it with Valks, and then target loons on the outside. You could even use targeted hogs as well. But again, beautiful attack, minute 20 seconds to just kind of wipe the whole base. So not the greatest base setup, but you don't know what you don't know. So that's a pretty unique hybrid attack. This other one by Splash, just more of a Gala loon for you guys learning Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10 attacks. You can see starts a funnel. I'm going to put Quake the middle. You can see kind of missed the Quake there. Wanted to open it up for that last air defense. But then once you can see, we're kind of just making a big old funnel here, trying to get enough to go in the middle. The hounds in the CC against this attack are actually pretty rough because they tank just enough to slow the heroes down, or if they're not high level enough, you're probably not going to get to where you need to go. And then he's got Teslas, a max expo, some pretty high level archer towers for where his hero level's at. But you can see he drops the poison there. And it's looking pretty good. Barb King finally takes that one out, and then the Queen and the ability, and just a ton of little pups here. Get rid of those, and then you're going to see he's trying to get 2 air defenses, the Queen and the CC troops, which he did effectively right there. Now it's just a matter of deploying the loons in a little bit of a targeted manner. So he's shooting in these hounds from a little bit of a different angle, trying to trigger traps, pop Teslas, and then you can see he's just got beautiful 2 balloons on each defense with a little haste spell to shoot them in to get the hounds moving on to the next air defense. That hound right there triggers some traps. It didn't matter if it went to that air defense or the other air defense because it latches onto them anyway. So right here you can see he's got a lot of tanks out in front, haste spelling those loons to catch up. And at this point there's just not enough defenses left. You're almost kind of worrying about these hounds popping and having enough cleanup, but you can see a vet move here over on the left. He's got a wizard coming in, and again, you can see where those balloons are going to finish. So you want to drop the cleanup troops away from that on the opposite side so they work their way back to the middle. But you can see here, really good job just mowing it down. Last hound pops perfectly, tons of pups, and then cleaning up all the way to the finish. So a couple nice attacks there for you Town Hall 9s to really practice and work on. But again, back on a little bit of a winning streak after losing 4 to percentage. Looking good. See you guys next time.